all you need to know, the Bloomberg Quint podcast that prepares you for the day's business.
Good morning, I'm Alex Matthew and this is all you need to know. Listen in over the next few minutes and get a head start on your day. Today is the 15th of October. First up, news on the economy. Retail inflation rose to the highest since July 2018, led by an increase in vegetable prices. CPI inflation stood at 3.99% in September, compared with 3.21% in August. A Bloomberg poll of 37 economists had estimated inflation at 3.8% for September. But despite the sharper than expected rise in retail inflation, core inflation continues to moderate, indicating weak demand. Core inflation fell to its lowest level since July 2017. And speaking about economists, 3 from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology and Harvard University were awarded this year's Nobel Prize for Economics. MIT professors Abhijit Banerjee, who was born in India, and his wife Esther Duflo, who was born in France, shared the prize with Harvard's Michael Kremer for their experimental approach to alleviating global poverty. The Reserve Bank of India has increased withdrawal limits at PMC Bank to 40,000 rupees from the earlier limit of 25,000 rupees per account holder. This is the third time that the RBI has raised the limit since the lender's punitive actions, and it comes after recent reassurances from the Finance Minister. Indiabulls Housing Finance has said that its board, which met yesterday to consider a buyback of shares, intends to go ahead with the purchase but will take a final decision on the matter after receiving concurrence from market regulator Securities and Exchange Board of India, or SEBI. Now, the BSE will be suspending trading in shares of as many as 16 firms, including Manpasand Beverages and Binani Industries, as well as 8K Miles Software Services from early next month, for not complying with listing norms pertaining to submission of quarterly financial results, among other things. Do look up the entire list on the website. Paytm is close to securing $2 billion of new financing from investors including Jack Ma's Ant Financial, Japan's SoftBank Group, and Rob Citrone's Discovery Capital Management to fend off an influx of new rivals in the sector, according to a Bloomberg report. In international news, the Trump administration has called on Turkey for an immediate ceasefire in Syria as it announced sanctions on 3 senior officials and sharply increased tariffs on steel in response to the military operation launched by Ankara last week. Vice President Mike Pence said he would lead a delegation to Turkey at President Donald Trump's request in an effort to stop the military advance. He said that Trump spoke with Turkey's President Recep Tayyip Erdogan earlier in the day yesterday. China wants to hold more talks this month to hammer out the details of the Phase 1 trade deal that was touted by Donald Trump before Xi Jinping agrees to sign it, according to people familiar with the matter. The 3 equity benchmarks in the US, having fluctuated during the session, ended lower by about 0.1% each. Asian stocks have opened mixed this morning. Japanese markets, making up for lost time yesterday, have started strongly positive. The Nikkei 225 was higher by 1.4% last I checked. With that, it's over to Darshan Mehta for the trade setup for the day in India. Good morning, Darshan. How are we looking today?
Hi Alex, good morning everyone. Global cues are slightly muted at this point of time, but the SGX Nifty is indicating a slight positive outlook. But we have lots of results today. Among the Nifty companies, only Wipro will report numbers, but some of the other companies that will report numbers include ACC, Karnataka Bank, MCX, TV18, Network 18, SBI Life Insurance, RIIL and ZF Steering. In terms of results announced, HUL reported numbers after market hours. The results were in line with estimates. The volume growth was at 5% on a base of a 10% growth, and the estimated range was 3 to 5%, so on the higher end of the estimates. Lower input cost boosted the gross margin. Home care growth was led by fabric wash, which was a 9.5% growth. Personal care saw lower growth on account of price cut, which means a 5.3% growth. food segment was driven by beverages, ice cream and food, which is an 8.5% growth. The only negative was the delay in the HUL-GSK merger approval. Marginal target price hike by brokerages post the results, so that was the verdict from the analyst. GTPL Hathway, strong revenue growth due to the inclusion of the EPC project business. Raw material costs at the EPC business and other expenses dented margin, and the media business clocked strong growth. Delta Corp, flat revenues and EBITDA growth. Lower tax boosted profits. The online gaming division revenues were strong, while casino and hospitality disappointed. In terms of stocks to watch, HDFC has reduced the retail prime lending rate by 10 basis points. Zee Entertainment will be in focus. VTB Capital acquired the rights to direct disposal of 10.7% stake in the company held by the promoters. The move is in line with what the management commentary was there in the conference call last week. ExxonMobil has allied with Indian Oil to explore growth opportunities in the country. Yes Bank sold 5.1 crore shares of Fortis Healthcare in various tranches from June 30th to October 14. Yesterday also there was this big block deal. Indiabulls Housing Finance has said they will first confirm with SEBI on the applicability of the debt equity ratio of 6:1 before the buyback announcement, and post that only they will announce. And if that happens, the board has said that the promoters will not participate in the buyback. Yesterday's star was IRCTC. Reliance Mutual Fund acquired 15 lakh shares at 626. Fortis Healthcare block deal. Eastspring Investments bought in 40 lakh shares in the company. The seller was Yes Bank. And finally, in terms of brokerages, HSBC has upgraded Container Corp to a buy from a reduce, and the target price has been raised to 675, while CLSA has cut Indiabulls Housing target to 350 from the earlier 670, maintaining a buy. But there's much more you need to know before trade actually starts. For that, log on to our website bloombergquint.com and click on the All You Need to Know tab, and you will be prepared for morning trade.
Thanks, Darshan. Well, that's all we have for you on this podcast. But as always, like Darshan says, there's a lot more on the website bloombergquint.com, so don't forget to check it out. This is Alex Matthews signing off. Have a great day.
I hope you enjoyed listening to All You Need to Know. Did you know that you can listen to the show on the IVM Podcast app? On the IVM Podcast app, along with this, we have a number of other shows which you think you'll enjoy. Listen to Cyrus Says with Cyrus Brocha as the host. Listen to Paisa Vaisa with Anupam Gupta. The Scene and the Unseen with Amit Verma. Or Shunya One hosted by Shiladitya Mukhopadhyay and myself. Check out the IVM Podcast app to get more talk content that you will enjoy.